Hello, my name is Obi Austin Owando. I'm a HR professional, and this is a channel where we discuss all things professional. In the last video, we delved deeply into HR strategy, and I mentioned that in building a strategy, one must select the items one after the other, as trying to do all at once is for sure a freeway to failure. I also highlighted the fact that developing a strategy was one area, but building a HR plan was a more challenging process. One of the areas I mentioned was the area of talent management stroke acquisition. So today we'll be looking at building or breaking down a talent strategy into a plan. A lot of people feel that talent acquisition and recruiting are one and the same. While they play extremely well together, they are not the same. For the success of any talent strategy, it is very, very important to differentiate them. So let's try to do so. While it takes longer for a longer term strategic thinking to put a talent acquisition strategy together, it takes a shorter term for recruiting. Thus, talent acquisition are long term goals, while the recruiting could be said to be more short term. Talent acquisition is proactive, while recruiting can be said to be reactive. And recruiting can actually build into the talent acquisition strategy. You then ask, what is talent acquisition strategy? A talent acquisition is the process of identifying, attracting, recruiting, and retaining top talent. This includes selecting qualified candidates who are best suited for the available positions, but it also encompasses retention, not just attraction. Recruitment, however, is about filling the open positions or vacancies that are putting a strain on the team's current workload and the team as a whole. It is focused narrowly on the open positions that are at hand, that is, sourcing the top talent as fast as possible. Thus, recruitment still includes things like posting job descriptions, publicizing the job postings on social media, and outreach to qualified candidates. Talent acquisition, however, is a holistic view of all aspects of the hiring process. Remember to always think of talent acquisition as a long-term vision. While talent acquisition strategy vary by company, the future of work has put a pressure on employers to consistently re-examine their talent strategy. Never forget that agility is key. In a well-formed talent acquisition strategy, companies typically invest in this element: employer branding. This is where an employer builds a strong brand image and fosters trust between the public and the brand. And then there's candidate audience and attraction, that is the recruiting. This is where you build and manage the hiring funnels to make processes more efficient and candidates experience more heightened. Then the diversity and hiring strategy. This is building and hiring succession plans to encourage talent diversity. And then the final one is the overall performance and metrics. And this is rewarding and promoting employees who meet and exceed company expectations. You can see that recruiting strategies can be, a bigger picture, part of the bigger picture. That means that a recruiting strategy could fold into the larger acquisition strategy. But here's the biggest difference. Recruiting is focused on the short term. If you're serious about employee retention, invest in your talent acquisition strategy. It might be tempting to simply fulfill your immediate hiring needs, but if you invest in the holistic talent acquisition strategy, you'll find that it pays dividends. Now, if I want to break down design and the talent acquisition strategy into a HR plan, my first step is to remember these two words: recruitment, retention. I also must keep as my primary focus the user experience and agility. This is because no plan can be effective if it does not provide solutions to the current shortcomings identified, that is, the current state, and then design steps to reach the end goal. So let us focus on recruitment, for instance. Now, my number one step would be to identify my users, because this will guide me in creating the excellent user experience. In this area, my users could be potential candidates, my internal acquisition team, which could be the recruiters, the hiring managers. And then it could also entail the benefits and finance and payroll. And then number two, I will identify who my thought partners and collaborators will be. It could be marketing or communications, information technology, benefits, or payroll. Note that in most cases, the end users can also be collaborators. I will then ask myself, what tools should I be looking at? Primary for the success of recruitment will be the applicant tracking system. The importance of the ATS cannot be overemphasized. Remember that recruiting entails branding, designing, and crafting JDs, posting jobs, sourcing, identifying, interviewing, offer, and onboarding. And all these areas can be encompassed in the ATS. So these areas will guide my plan. For the ATS, I would review the application process, namely maybe the time and the ease of application to the candidates, the effectiveness of the passing tool where used, how well it passes. Experience has shown that passive job seekers do not want to spend excess time on job application. I will then also look at the application form itself by reviewing the compulsory fields on the form. Remember that the finance and payroll and benefits, who are also end users, need information from this. So I must be very careful to ascertain and put in the information they need in the application form. Then number three, I would also look at communication. This will be the email design, the verbiages, the status changes, the trigger emails on the status changes, information dissemination, and so on. I will also then look at the recruiter side of things, because these people are users also. And key to them is pipeline management, ease of reviewing resumes, generating searches, email notifications for new applications, and so on. Ease of communication with candidates and the hiring managers, the dashboard view, and user rights. This is very important, as we do not want candidates viewing communication that is meant for internal audiences only. For the hiring managers, I would review the email notifications and communications. I will review the ease and access to this candidate's profile, their dashboard view, their status changes right. And then, of course, I will then create SOPs for each of this. So you see, for just one area, which is the applicant tracking system, there are so many integral moving parts to design and to review. So on subsequent videos, we will talk more on other areas of recruitment. We will talk about branding, sourcing, interviewing, and retention. I will then break it down to what areas that one should focus on, basically. We're trying to keep these videos as short as 5 to 6 minutes. We are not there yet, but we will. So thank you today for watching. Please do not hesitate to go to our YouTube channel and like and subscribe to these videos for more learning. Have a lovely day. Take care. Bye.